I never thought a 47-second TikTok could destroy my entire world. But there I was, sitting in my best friend Maya's apartment at 11:47 p.m. on a Thursday night, watching my boyfriend of 3 years laugh with his friends while describing me as the most hideous girl he'd ever been with. The video had 177,000 views. 177,000 strangers had watched Derek, my Derek, the man who whispered, "You're beautiful," into my ear every morning, tell his friends that dating me was his longest-running charity case. He actually used those words. Charity case. Maya had sent me the link with just 3 words. "Chloe, I'm sorry." My hands shook as I clicked play for what must have been the 20th time. Each replay felt like pressing on a fresh bruise, but I couldn't stop. I needed to memorize every word, every laugh, every gesture. "Bro, I'm telling you," Derek's voice rang out from my phone speaker, clear as day despite the bar noise in the background. "Sometimes I close my eyes when we're, it's the only way I can finish." The table erupted in laughter. Someone, I think it was his friend Marcus, asked why he stayed with me then. Derek's answer came without hesitation. "Her dad owns 3 restaurants. You think I'm giving up free 5-star meals and potential business connections for my startup? I'm not stupid." The camera had been propped up on the table, catching everything. Derek didn't even know he was being filmed until the very end when someone mentioned posting it. He laughed and waved at the camera. "Edit my girl out though," he said. "Don't need that drama." They hadn't edited me out. In fact, someone had tagged me. I sat there in Maya's apartment, my whole body numb except for this burning sensation in my chest. It felt like someone had poured acid directly into my heart. 3 years. 3 years of morning kisses, shared Netflix passwords, planning our future kids' names. 3 years of me thinking I'd found my person. Maya was pacing behind me, rage radiating off her in waves. "I'm going to kill him. No. First I'm going to cut off his." Maya. My voice sounded hollow, even to me. "Don't you dare tell me to calm down. Did you see the comments? People are defending him. They're saying maybe he's just venting, that all guys talk like this." She grabbed her keys. "We're going over there right now." "No." I stood up, my decision suddenly crystal clear. I'm not going to give him the satisfaction of a confrontation. I'm not going to cry in front of him or let him see me break. "Then what are you going to do?" I looked at my phone. 13 missed calls from Derek. 27 text messages. He'd seen that I'd been tagged. The notifications kept coming, his name lighting up my screen over and over. I declined each call and deleted each message without reading. "I'm going to disappear." Maya stopped pacing. "What do you mean? Disappear?" "I mean exactly that. I'm done. No explanation, no closure. No dramatic breakup scene for him to twist into another story for his boys. I'm just going to vanish from his life like I never existed." It took us 3 hours to execute my plan. Maya drove me to the apartment Derek and I shared while he was blowing up both our phones. I knew he was at Marcus's place. He always went there when he knew he'd messed up, waiting for me to cool down so he could sweet-talk his way back. I packed methodically. Only my things. Nothing he'd given me. Nothing that would remind me of us. My clothes, my books, my grandmother's jewelry box. I left the promise ring he'd given me last Christmas on the kitchen counter, along with my key. The hardest part was the photo wall. 213 photos of us. Vacations, birthdays, lazy Sunday mornings. I looked happy in every single one, genuinely happy. How had I not seen it? How had I not noticed the subtle grimace in his smile, the way he always positioned himself slightly away from me in group photos? I took them all down, leaving perfect rectangular shadows on the white wall. Ghost memories. I put them in a box and left it on the coffee table. Let him deal with the evidence of what he'd thrown away. My phone buzzed constantly. The missed calls counter hit 37. I finally looked at one text preview. "Baby, it's not what it looks like." Let me explain. Not what it looks like? It was a video. With audio. His face, his voice, his words. What else could it possibly be? Maya helped me load my entire life into her SUV, 3 years condensed into 6 boxes and 2 suitcases. As we drove away, I turned my phone completely off for the first time in years. The silence felt like freedom and death simultaneously. That night, sleeping on Maya's couch, I finally let myself cry. Not dramatic sobs like in the movies, but silent tears that wouldn't stop. They soaked through 2 pillows before exhaustion finally took me. I woke up to Maya sitting on the coffee table, holding her phone with a strange expression. "Chloe, you need to see this." Derek had posted a series of Instagram stories. Apparently, he'd come home to find me gone. The stories showed our empty apartment, the photo wall, my key on the counter. The caption read, "When you mess up so bad, she doesn't even give you a chance to apologize. Chloe, please, just talk to me." "The comments are insane," Maya said. "Half the people are calling him out. The other half are saying you're being too dramatic." I took her phone and did something I hadn't expected. I laughed. Actually laughed. He was already spinning the narrative, making himself the victim. The poor misunderstood boyfriend who made one mistake and wasn't even given a chance to explain. 3 days passed. I stayed off social media, kept my phone on airplane mode except for essential work emails. Maya fielded the calls from mutual friends, telling them I was fine but needed space. She was my shield, my warrior, my protector. But Derek was escalating. When calling didn't work, he started showing up at places he knew I'd be. My gym. My favorite coffee shop. The bookstore where I did my Sunday browsing. Each time, I saw him coming and left through back exits, emergency doors, or simply turned around and walked away. Then came the flowers. Delivered to Maya's apartment building, left with the doorman. Roses, which he should have known I hated. The card said, "I'm sorry for everything. I'm an idiot. Please come home." Maya threw them in the dumpster. His friends started reaching out. Marcus actually had the audacity to text me. He didn't mean it. You know how guys talk when they're drinking. I finally turned my phone back on just to reply, "Yes, apparently I do now." Day 5 was when things got weird. I came back to Maya's apartment to find Derek sitting in the hallway outside her door. He looked terrible, unshaven, wrinkled clothes, eyes red and puffy. When he saw me, he scrambled to his feet. "Chloe!" "Thank God. I've been here for 3 hours. I turned around and walked right back to the elevator. "Please, just 5 minutes. Let me explain." The elevator doors closed on his face. Maya texted me to stay out for another hour. She'd handle getting him removed by building security. But here's what really got to me. Part of me wanted to hear his explanation. Part of me wanted him to have some magical words that would make it all make sense, that would erase what I'd heard, that would let me go back to my ignorant bliss. That part of me was exactly why I couldn't talk to him. A week after the video, Derek did something that changed everything. He posted his own TikTok. It was 4 minutes long, way longer than most TikToks. He was sitting in our old apartment, surrounded by the boxes of photos I'd left. His eyes were red, his voice cracking. It was a full public apology. "I'm the guy from that video going around," he started. "The one who said horrible things about his girlfriend. I want everyone to know that everything I said was a lie. I was trying to look cool in front of my friends, trying to be someone I'm not. Chloe is the most beautiful person I've ever known, inside and out. I was insecure, pathetic, and I let my own issues destroy the best thing in my life." He went on to describe our relationship, how I'd supported him through his startup failures, how I'd stayed up with him through anxiety attacks, how I'd believed in him when no one else did. He cried on camera ugly, genuine tears. "I don't deserve forgiveness," he said. "But Chloe, if you're watching this, please know that every word in that bar was a lie. You're not hideous. You're not a charity case. You're the love of my life, and I threw it away for 5 minutes of fake masculinity." The video went viral. Bigger than the original. 2 million views in 24 hours. Maya showed it to me while eating breakfast. "Don't fall for it," she warned. But I wasn't falling for anything. I was analyzing. Because something felt off about the whole thing. The lighting was too good. The camera angle too perfect. He'd edited in photos of us at just the right emotional moments. This wasn't a spontaneous apology. This was a produced piece of content. "He's trying to go viral as the reformed boyfriend," I said, recognizing the strategy. "This is literally a social media redemption arc." Maya's eyes widened. "Oh my God, you're right. Look at his follower count. He'd gained 50,000 followers overnight. Comments were pouring in. Women saying they wished their exes would apologize like this. Men saying he was brave for being vulnerable. People tagging me, telling me to forgive him. The worst part? It was working. Some of our mutual friends started reaching out, saying maybe I should hear him out. Even my sister texted, "Did you see his apology? Maybe he deserves a second chance?" 2 weeks had passed since the original video. I'd started a new routine work from Maya's apartment, avoid all our old spots, build a new life without him. I was actually starting to feel okay during the day. The nights were harder, when muscle memory made me reach for his side of the bed that didn't exist anymore. Then I made a mistake. I went back to our apartment, my former apartment, to get the rest of my things. I'd arranged it for when I knew he'd be at work. Maya came with me, just in case, but he wasn't at work. The apartment looked like a shrine. Every surface was covered with printed screenshots of my social media posts from our entire relationship. Photos of us were everywhere, taped to walls, spread across the floor, hanging from strings across the ceiling like some demented party decoration. And post-it notes. Hundreds of post-it notes with messages. "Remember our first date here? You wore the blue dress I loved. This was the day you said you loved me. Please come home. I'm nothing without you. Our Netflix queue misses you." That last one made my skin crawl. The whole scene was terrifying. This wasn't romantic. It was obsessive. "We need to leave. Now," Maya said, already backing toward the door. But then we heard the toilet flush. He'd been there the whole time, waiting. Derek emerged from the bathroom, looking manic. His eyes lit up when he saw me. "You came back. I knew you would. Did you see what I did? I wanted you to know how much every moment meant to me." "Derek, this is..." I couldn't even find words. "Romantic? I know it's a lot, but I needed you to understand. Disturbing. The word you're looking for is disturbing." His face crumpled. "I'm trying to show you I care. By turning our apartment into something out of a stalker movie, you still have my key. You knew I was coming. You staged all this because you won't talk to me. What else am I supposed to do?" Maya stepped forward. "Leave her alone. That's what you're supposed to do." The post-it note apartment incident should have been the end, But Derek wasn't done. His social media redemption campaign intensified. Daily TikToks about growth and accountability. Instagram posts about losing the one and learning from mistakes. He even started a podcast called Better Men where he talked about toxic masculinity and respecting women. The irony wasn't lost on me. He was building a brand on being a reformed misogynist while actively harassing me. 3 weeks after the initial video, things escalated again. I was at work, a small marketing firm where I'd felt safe because he didn't know the address when reception called up. "There's a delivery for you." It was a singing telegram. A actual singing telegram. The poor performer, dressed like Cupid, sang a full apology song that Derek had written. My entire office watched in horrified fascination as this man in a diaper sang lyrics like I was a fool. I was unkind. Please let me back into your mind. My boss, Sandra, pulled me aside after. "Do we need to be concerned about your safety?" That night, I finally broke my silence. Not to Derek, but publicly. I posted a single Instagram story. Harassment is not romance. Stalking is not persistence. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. To anyone watching this redemption arc, remember that his first instinct was cruelty, not love. It was shared thousands of times within hours. Derek's response came fast. Another video, this time angry. The mask was slipping. "I made one mistake," he ranted. "One mistake, and she's acting like I'm some kind of monster. I've apologized publicly, privately, in every way possible. What more does she want?" The comments turned. People started seeing through the performance. "Bro, you called her hideous to your friends. This isn't one mistake. This is who you are. Leave her alone. Creep." But the damage to his ego only made him more dangerous. A month had passed, a full month since my life imploded. I'd started therapy, found a sublease for a small studio apartment, and was beginning to remember who I was before Derek. The girl who loved morning runs, who painted badly but enthusiastically, who could eat an entire pizza while binge-watching true crime documentaries without anyone judging her. Then Marcus reached out with a different kind of message. "You need to know something about that night." We met at a neutral location, a busy Starbucks where I felt safe. Marcus looked uncomfortable, fidgeting with his coffee cup. "The video wasn't random," he said. "Derek knew Jamie was recording. They'd planned it." My blood went cold. "What?" "He'd been talking for weeks about how to end things with you without looking like the bad guy. He wanted you to break up with him so he could play the victim. The video was supposed to make you angry enough to dump him publicly, make a scene. Then he could tell everyone you were crazy, jealous, controlling. But the apology videos? The begging?" Marcus laughed bitterly. "You didn't react the way he expected. You just vanished. No drama, no public breakup, no social media rants. It drove him insane. He's not used to not being in control." "Why are you telling me this?" "Because what he's doing now? The stalking, the public manipulation? We're all getting worried. He's at bars every night, drinking heavily, talking about winning you back, but also darker stuff. About how you belong to him. How you can't just leave." I recorded the entire conversation with Marcus's permission. Just in case. That night, Derek went live on Instagram at 2 a.m., clearly drunk. "She thinks she can just ghost me," he slurred. 3 years, and she just disappears. Well, guess what? I'm coming over tomorrow. We're going to talk. I'm not taking no for an answer anymore. 8,000 people watched him make that threat in real time. I didn't sleep that night. Instead, I called my brother James, who drove 4 hours to get to me. By morning, I had a restraining order filed. James had moved into my studio temporarily, and Maya had connected me with a lawyer. But here's the thing about restraining orders. They're just paper until someone violates them. Derek showed up at my work the next day, flowers in hand, demanding to see me. Security removed him. He showed up at Maya's apartment. Building security removed him. He showed up at my parents' house in another state. My father removed him, less gently. Each violation was documented, but he kept coming. Then something unexpected happened. A woman reached out to me on Instagram. "Hi, you don't know me, but I think we need to talk about Derek." Her name was Adriana. She was beautiful in that effortless way that would have made me insecure before. We met for coffee, and she told me everything. "We've been together for 8 months, she said quietly. 8 months. He'd been with her for 8 months while living with me, planning our future, telling me he loved me every night. I had no idea about you," she continued. "He said he had a roommate he used to date, that you were obsessed with him, that he was trying to let you down easy. When the first video went viral, he told me it was old, from before we met. I believed him until I saw your Instagram story, until I did the math. We sat there, 2 women realizing we'd been dating the same man, living the same lies, hearing the same empty promises." "There's more," Adriana said, pulling out her phone. "I went through his messages after I found out. There are others. At least 3 more girls he's been talking to, meeting up with, promising things to. The cheating hurt less than I expected. Maybe because it explained so much. The distracted kisses, the sudden business trips, the way he'd guard his phone, the way he could call me hideous to his friends because I was just one of many, interchangeable, disposable. Adriana and I did something Derek never expected. We united. We reached out to the other women, created a group chat, shared our stories, 5 women in total, all being played, all being lied to. We crafted our response carefully. Each of us posted the same message at the same time across all platforms. Derek Martinez is a predator who manipulates multiple women simultaneously, lies pathologically, and becomes dangerous when rejected. This is not about revenge. This is about safety. Document everything. Protect yourselves. We attached screenshots, recordings, evidence, the full picture of who he really was. His house of cards collapsed in hours. His Better Men podcast was flooded with 1-star reviews. His startup investors pulled out after seeing the restraining order documentation. His viral redemption arc became a viral cancellation. But the best part? The final confrontation. He found me one last time, at that same Starbucks where I'd met Marcus. He looked destroyed, weight loss, hollow eyes, trembling hands. For a moment, just a moment, I felt pity. "You ruined my life," he said. "No, you ruined your life. I just stopped letting you ruin mine. I loved you. No, you loved controlling me. There's a difference." He leaned forward, desperate. "What do you want? What will it take for you to call them off? To take it all back? I want you to leave me alone. Forever. I want you to get help. Real help, not performative podcast help. And I want you to never do this to another woman again. And if I do all that, then maybe you'll become someone worth being with, just not with me. Never with me." I stood to leave, but turned back one last time. "Oh, and Derek?" Adriana says hi. The look on his face when he realized we'd all been talking, all been comparing notes, all been supporting each other, that was my closure. It's been 3 months now since that TikTok destroyed my old life. But here's what I learned. Sometimes destruction is necessary for rebuilding. I'm in therapy, working through trust issues and self-worth. I'm closer to Maya than ever. I have a sisterhood of women who understand exactly what I went through. My family has rallied around me in ways I never expected. And Derek? Last I heard, he moved back in with his parents, deleted all social media, and actually started attending therapy. Not for show, not for content, but because he'd finally hit rock bottom. I don't forgive him. I probably never will. But I don't carry him with me anymore either. He's just a chapter in my story, not the whole book. And the next chapter? It's all mine to write. I kept one photo from our time together. Just one. It's not of us, it's of me, laughing at something off camera, genuinely happy. Not because of him, but in spite of him. It reminds me that even in the middle of a lie, I was still real. My joy was real. My love was real. And that's something no TikTok can ever take away.